Hi, I'm Aaron Martens here on beautiful Lake Eufaula. I'm going to be talking about I put backing on my reels. All my bait casters and most of my spinning reels I put braided line for backing, and I just pulled off my line just now here, and I just connected it with a little overhand knot. It makes it easy to replace. But the reason I put backing on is because it makes the spool spin quicker and easier. So you get anywhere from 10 to 20 feet on a long cast of extra distance. Plus, if you're pitching or flipping, say you're pitching or flipping like a small weight or a light jig or something, the spool spins quicker and easier. So it's just more effortless to pitch and flip, and there's a huge difference in it, in castability. And plus, you don't waste line. I usually only put enough line for the day when I'm using. Say if I'm using a crankbait, a deep diving crankbait, I'm using maybe 100 to 130 foot cast. Usually I put between 150, 160 feet on, and that way I'm not wasting line when I go to replace it. And you just pull it off till you come to your backing. And I carry my line all the time in my boat, and this is my little line box here. I have shooter, and I get my sniper here, so I kind of know I want to use 12, so take it off. I tie a cool knot on there too. And this way, when you're filling bait casters, one thing you want to remember is always come off the top of the spool. And it's the opposite when you're spooling up spinning rods. When you're spooling up a spinning rod, you want it to come off the bottom of the spool. That'll decrease line twist and put the line on straighter on your spool. But just remember that the bait caster's over the top, spinning rods on the bottom of the spool. And I just do over basic overhand knots. I re-spool so much, and I change my line a lot. It's just a lot easier. So I just do like an overhand knot, and I pull that really tight so it doesn't slip. Then you cut off your tag end there, 2 tag ends, like so. And that's about it. One thing when you're re-spooling, I kind of put the rod like that. But I keep a lot of pressure. You want to keep as much pressure as you can, especially if you're spooling braid. You don't want to be able to stick your finger in your line. That'll make it hard to cast. You'll have backlashes. It's just already, you hook a fish with loose line, it'll dig into the spool. You don't want that to happen. So I hold it with these 2 fingers, and I pinch it about as hard as I can. It's even better if you got somebody to hold the spool, which I always had the option. So I just hold it as tight as I can and basically wind it on there all the way to, until it's full, but do it as tight as you can. And I kind of, even the line winders will help you guide your line. When you put that much tension on it, if you just kind of hold it in one spot, a lot of times you can get build up on one side. So I also follow the line guide, follow it up like that. Doesn't take long when you put that much line on. But I mean, if you want to save line, that's about one of the best ways you can do it, is just by putting braid backing on. And once you put braid on there, it lasts forever. So it's not like you have to change your braid very often, but that's about where I like to keep them. I fill them probably a little, that's about right there. That's, you got a little bit of spool on the sides, and if you fill too much line on a reel, it can be if you're wondering why you're backlashing, sometimes if you overfill it, it can cause backlash. Also, if you underfill it, it can cause backlash. So you want to keep it about like so. You see that? I would say how many inches it is, but it's a fraction of an inch. So you don't want to be, most reels nowadays even have a guide on the sides of the spool, but it's a millimeter from the edge. And that's it. That's about how quick it is to change your line when you have backing on it. You don't waste line, and you'll increase your casting abilities by 10 to 20 feet on a long cast.